Right, so we touched down in Dallas earlier on. We went to the supermarket, we got ourselves some food, we did a bit of work for online clients, and then we had to hit up Gold's Gym, man. This isn't the Gold's Gym on Venice Beach that we're going to be going to in LA, and it's probably no biggie to like Americans, right?
It's to us.
It's to us, right? We're in Gold's Gym. We're in Gold's Gym, we're going to take it is. Yep. So it's quite late. It's about 9:30 now. So it's about 9:30 p.m, which in English time is like 3:30 in the morning, right? So we're just gonna hit up a bit of cardio now. As I've already had a couple of carb meals. I don't really train now, so just doing a bit of walking. I like to do a little bit of walking when I get off the plane if I'm competing internationally. You know, just to get rid of a bit of water and things like that. Alright, muscles. We got Brussels in the house, strutting and stuff. You know, now that I'm here in Dallas, I can really focus on the task at hand now, you know, getting those carb meals in, drying out and just relaxing. My days are going to consist of eating, lying down, let my body rest and just soak up the food really. So we're going to finish off this cardio. And then in the morning I'm going to wake up, I'm going to show you guys my condition after around 5 or 6 carb meals. And I'm going to take you through my carb up process so you can see what I do and the changes that it makes in my body. Cardio time. Let's do it. I feel good considering it's only, well, we're 24 hours out now, but it's getting a bit tighter.
Yeah, you do look tight. I think you look tighter from yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah, in your abs. So. Yeah.
It's just this minor change in it every day. You can just see little things. I'm surprised my legs haven't come in a bit more, but there is still 24 hours. I haven't even stopped my water yet, so
yeah.
I have to go into classic soon, man. The legs aren't allowing me to do it anymore. And there's nothing really there now, just a bit of skin, so.
Really, really good. Front pose is my best pose, is my favourite pose.
Like, I've been tighter for the shows, but I've been so flat and small,
yeah.
And I feel like I brought the perfect size to this show.
Yeah.
I'm about a stone heavier than what I was for my last competition, well, competition this time last year. Let's go see what happens now. 24 hours to go, so. For me, I've been awake for hours and hours. It's about 7:30 here in the morning, and like I said, I've been awake since about 4:30. It's just the jet lag, it's just getting used to it. But this is our apartment. As you can see, it is already a mess. Food trays, headphones, wires, peanut butter, water, laptops, over there, rice cakes, over here, bags, water, and a messy bed. Man, we just came in, threw our stuff down. We have to get our laptops out to attend to our online clients. We got our food out to eat. We got our wires out to charge our phones, and we just basically, yeah, basically messed the place up in like less than 24 hours. But just want to take you guys through the carb up really and what I'm going to be doing. So, like I was saying in my previous videos, the carb up is only worth doing if you're going to do, sorry, the depletion is only worth doing if you're going to do the carb up, in my personal opinion, and that would only be for a show or for a photo shoot if you had enough time. For this particular carb up, my carb up looks something like this. It will be 250 sweet potato, 150 gram chicken with 7 rice cakes, and that'll be every other hour. If I need more, I can take more depending on how my body looks after each meal. Will depend how much I want to give myself, whether it be more, whether it be less. as I progress towards the show. The safest way to do a carb up, the safest foods to use during a carb up are foods you've used during your entire prep. So for me, I carb up most of the time on sweet potato, as the enzymes in my stomach are more stronger in digesting sweet potato. I know my body gets on with it, and I know my body can handle it. That said, during a carb up, I will still take digestive enzymes with every single meal. You know, you're taking in a lot of calories, a lot of carbs, a lot more than what your body's used to, and I just like to have a little bit of help breaking them down. I also keep with me some Dulcolax, which are like diarrhea tablets, and I usually just take one a day, not to give me diarrhea, but I find that I can get quite clogged up quite quickly as my body dries out, and I just take one to, you know, help me along the way, which is always just a good little tip. Now, how many carbs you can take depends on your body. Some people carb load every hour, some people carb load every other hour. How many carbs your body needs each time, again, that's completely down to you, and that will come from research, opinion, but mainly experience. For me, I carb load every other hour, and I take around 1,000 grams a day, which is a lot of carbs, but the drier you get, the more carb you're going to need to keep yourself full, as just as water can take, well, glycogen into the muscle, it can also take it out, and you'll find the drier you get, the harder it is to stay full and to get full. So I really like to dry out and try and bring the best condition I can, and that means I need to carb load heavy. If you're going to carb load heavy, I would recommend doing probably 3 days, because then you could, what they call, front load the carbs in, and then if you're already full, you can slow them down. If you trickle the carbs in at the start and you don't have enough time to get them in, you could end up looking flat, if you see what I'm saying. So if you were to do, say, a half carb day, and you realise you weren't full enough, you wouldn't have enough time to get in the rest of the carbs. So for me, I always like to front load the carbs in heavy, and then I can always slow them down if I'm full enough. I drop the water down, but I have to keep the water in. Carbs don't turn to glycogen without water. So if your body isn't taking in enough water to turn the carbs into glycogen, you're not going to get full at all, you're just going to stay flat. So again, that would be something, if you were to do it, you need to experiment with yourself and find out how exactly it works for you. Yesterday, as soon as we got in, we went to the Walmart and we done a shop for the whole entire time. So we got steak, chicken, sweet potato. If you're going to shop out here in the US, make sure that the meat doesn't have sodium in it, or has very little sodium in it, as a lot of it has quite high sodium. I want to give a shout out to Icon Meals as well, these guys here. I ordered about 2 days worth of food before I got here, just in case the kitchen didn't work, just in case I couldn't get to a Walmart, and I've got to say, these guys delivered exactly what I wanted, and it was here before I got here, which was great. So yeah, also if you're doing this abroad, you want to make sure your apartment has a kitchenette, or your hotel can cook your food. Preferably you want a kitchen in your apartment, man, because, you know, I'm eating minimum every 2 hours, sometimes less, so you really need your own cooking facilities, which is so important. And a lot of hotels will say they have it, but they don't have it, which sucks. So during this period, I would always recommend to a client to take time off work just to relax, and just really let the body soak up everything that you're giving it. Yeah, so that's about it for the carb load process, really. I know it sounds quite simple, but the key thing about it is it's getting it right for you and seeing what carbohydrates work for your body. There's no point having sweet potato for your whole diet and then carving up on white rice. You don't know how your body's going to respond to that, and when you take things out of your diet, the enzymes in your stomach get less strong towards digesting that particular type of food. So if you're going to do this, it's always wise to stick to food your body's used to and that your body can easily manage and digest, because you're going to be taking on a lot of it. When you up the carbohydrates and the calories in general, really, you can take down the amount of protein you're having as the calories protect the muscle a bit better. So I only be having 100 to 150 grams of chicken each meal, rather than my 250 grams I would usually have at home. So yeah, that's it really. All in all, so you just see my current condition 24 hours out, and I couldn't be happier with where I am, really. the main objective through this whole prep was to hold the fullness, build the fullness. Had a very short space time to do that, and then bring it to the show. And I believe I've done my very best with the time given, the circumstances, the resources. I put my everything into this prep. My everything. It's been the best prep I've ever had, you know. I was towards the end of my amateur career, if you will. I was getting a little bit frustrated because I didn't really feel like I was competing for anything anymore. And I've got that motivation back, that fire, and I've just smashed every session like it was my last. Well, you've seen me, I've blended all my meals, weighed on time every single day. I had exactly to the drop the amount of water I should have had, all my supplements, all my vitamins, everything. And you know, that's all you can really do when you get to the finish line, is to say you've given it your all. Win, lose, we don't draw in this sport, but you know, a win or lose on stage, it's always a win if you've given it your all, because you've stuck to the process, which is a challenge in itself. You've made it to the finish line, which is a challenge in itself. And not a lot of people can say they've done that, so that's all that's in your power, right? All that's in your power is to just put your all in. That's down to you, and that's what I've done this prep. That's what I'm going to continue to do for all these preps, and just in life in general. You can see I'm walking down the road in Dallas, which seems kind of normal, but to me it's not, you know. To even be here, man, I'm winning, you know. I'm just winning, winning at life, and I can't quite believe it, how far I've managed to come. You know, I just keep going, I just keep pushing, and you know, keep setting myself goals and trying to achieve those goals. So until you look back, you realise I was never really supposed to be here, you know. And for the most part, like I've said before, I'm an overachiever, you know. I'm just a guy like any other guy who had a dream that to a lot of people seemed like fantasy, and decided to chase that dream, no matter how obscure it sounded at the time. You know, when I started doing this fitness journey, I was the only person I know who was doing it. It feels like I've been doing it forever. I mean, I first competed 4 years ago, and I just said, you know, one day I'm going to be an IFBB pro. And that was just a decision I made. That was just a decision I made, and a promise to myself that no matter how much I'd have to push, or the ups and the downs, and how long it would take me, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, you know, I found something that I was good at for the first time in my life, and I found something that I loved as well, and it's brought me so much. It's changed my life. It's brought me here, man. You know what I mean? And I just want to say to you guys, as corny as this sounds, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Believe you me, if I can do it with the start I had in life and the person who I was almost destined to become, then anybody can do this. Look around. What the hell am I doing here? You know, and you can do the same. I put my all into every prep, and you prepare to win. I don't prepare for second place. One is too hard, and I hate losing, alright? But this prep for me has been, like I said, I put everything in, but it's been the most enjoyable prep I could have ever have had, because I feel like I've already won. You know, to be here with my girl, my best friend, my soulmate, it's a dream, you know? And when I step on stage tomorrow as an IFBB pro athlete, it represents so much more than just that to me, you know? It represents something that was never really meant to be possible, like, for myself. So I'm winning, man. I'm absolutely winning. So that's just a couple of like final thoughts for you guys. Like, I know it's kind of deep and it's pretty early in the morning here, but I don't feel like I talk about how important it is to become the best person you can be enough. I don't think people do. I think there's a problem with the industry at the moment where people are too concerned with being better than everyone else. They can't stop and look at how good they've become and how far they've come on their own journey and how much they've progressed. And that's what this is all about, you know? So you need to be able to remember that. Wow. Let's see how far this rabbit hole goes. 24 hours out. Let's do it.